Hey there, how's it going? My name is McTelson and welcome back to WWE SuperCard. Today we're going to be talking about Giants Unleashed. We haven't talked about Giants Unleashed in quite a while. Last time I did talk about it, it looked a little different. It's been revamped after Season 10 debuted, so it's time to make a new video on it, I think. So first things first, let's talk about the gear, the new gear. Before it used to be not these ability things right here. They used to be different specific boosts for like up arrows and right left arrows, stuff like that. That is no longer the case. Now, this horseshoe right here is a magnet, like that's what that does. It gives you three of the starting alignments cards. So if the starting alignment is up, which is yellow speed, you're going to get three cards that match that alignment in your opening hand no matter what. So you could get three, or you could get a little lucky and get four, as long as you use this. The second one right here has an eye on it that clues you into what it does. It shows you what the alignment of the last round is going to be. So if this is round one, this is round two, and this is round three, it shows you, okay, this round right here is going to be a left arrow. So you can plan accordingly based on that. Like you can sacrifice the other cards knowing that the last card is going to be a left arrow. That's what that one does. This one right here that is grayed out only works when the giant, the current giant, is very close to being defeated. And when it's very close to being defeated, you can activate this, and it just gives you a really fat boost to all of your attacks. Um, yeah, that's all that one does. Pretty simple. It's just a giant booster. It gives you extra damage if you go ahead and play towards the end of the life cycle. So once Bobby Lashley gets really low, you'll be able to put that in there. So we are in the first round. You can see right there, our first alignment is power, which is the left arrow, the left blue arrow. And let's take a look at our starting hand. Pretty bad. We only have one power, and then we have one speed, no charismas, and three toughnesses. So with Giants Unleashed, you have to know that you are going to see all the arrows, right? There's only 3 rounds, but we're going to see the left blue arrow, because that's our first round, and then in these 2 rounds, we will see the right blue arrow, and then a combination of up and down yellows. So what I'm going to do is use the one that is active, the power, and the up yellow arrow, because I'm very likely to get a card that can replace that later on. If I draw a down arrow, it's the same thing as getting an up arrow. So very nice to get rid of that right off the gate. And right there, we just drew 2 charismas. We did not get our 4 stack, which is kind of the name of the game, but we do have our 3 toughnesses right here, and this will be a pretty good amount of damage. Giants Unleashed really isn't about like super strategic play. It's nothing like that. It's pretty far from war games in that regard. It's kind of just beating the game over the head with a stick until you get through it. The stronger your cards are, the easier you'll have. The much easier you'll have. The easier time you'll have in this game mode. So my cards are pretty decent. They're not like top of the line, but they are relatively good. I have some pros, some event card pros, some SEs, stuff like that. So not bad, but not like the greatest thing in the world. And so based on how we've set ourselves up, we're going to get a nice little payout right here. We're going to set 11,000, and then this round will be a additional 7K, 8K-ish, hopefully. So yeah, we set ourselves up to have a nice final round because we got rid of that yellow arrow early, try to give ourselves an extra chance to draw a right arrow, and it paid out pretty well. 20K is pretty acceptable. It's been like 9 hours, 8 hours since the event started, and I'm already almost to the event card, which isn't bad. That's really good. I'll get the heroic hopefully by day 3, and like we should be straight chilling, right? So we'll go ahead and just kind of do it again. Like I said, it really isn't a matter of like, okay, this is how you have to play your cards, because it is RNG. It's luck based. You could get a great starting hand, or you can get a horrible starting hand. I've had two very different games, one of which I had all right arrows on a right arrow, and then the other I had all up arrows on a left arrow. It doesn't like there's no rhyme or reason to it. You kind of just got to get lucky every once in a while, and you just got to commit some time to this. And it's really easy. You get really good rewards for it. So this is a great game mode. So right here, what we're going to do is the same thing we did last time. We know that this is going to be either up, down, or right. And then we have a fair mixture. So these can't be replaced. Our right arrows can't be replaced, but our yellow arrows can, because they can be either up or down. So we're going to sacrifice those, kind of get a little extra damage with the weakened attack from those two. And we are going to throw our power superstar, who is down here, right at him. Should be pretty chill. Okay, right there, fairly decent. We're going to get 3 toughnesses, and then we know for a fact that this is going to be a up-down. That is going to be the next round because it's the only thing that's left. In old Giants Unleashed, it could be either up or down, but now in new Giants Unleashed, it's just both. It's much friendlier that way. Used to get much bigger payouts in the old version of Giants Unleashed. You'd have times 300%, but nowadays it's much easier to get it. So I would say overall, New Giants Unleashed is probably easier than it used to be. So once again, we're sitting at about 10,000, 11,000 at the end of the second round. And once again, we're going to get a decent payout. We're not going to get the full four-man boost, but we'll still get a pretty okay chunk right here. And you're going to kind of see this is just how it is, like another 19K right there. So I'm hovering around 18 to 22K every play, and that's so many less games than it is of war games, or ring domination, or even worse, road to glory. It's really easy to get through this because of it just relies on how well you stack up your cards. And like I was saying earlier, it is luck based at times, but there are some things that you can do, such as focusing on the cards that are replaceable, like what I've been talking about. So let's see. Up arrow, we drew 1 up arrow. So in this situation, I'm going to give you a little quiz right here. What would you do? Would you get rid of that charisma, or would you get rid of the blue arrows? If you said get rid of the charisma, wrong! You haven't been paying attention. We are supposed to get rid of these blue arrows according to this little plan that I've established for us, because the blue arrows are replaceable, right? You could draw either toughnesses or powers, and it'll serve the same purpose. Whereas if you get rid of a charisma, you get rid of every chance of getting all 4 of that charisma and getting the full 100% boost. So right here, pretty good start for us actually. We get 2,000 off of our nerfed cards, and then we get an additional 2,000 from our up arrow. So now we have a down arrow. Perfect. We have a burnt speed. We're never going to see speed again because it was the first round, so we can just get rid of that right away. And then we'll obviously keep our blue arrows because that's going to be the next round. It's the only thing that's left, right? So once again, we will go ahead and go. It looks like we're going to get around 20K again, 17-ish, like in that range. That's kind of where I'm estimating we'll end up. And another fair round, but nothing super spectacular. We will see what we get. But this is how I play Giants Unleashed. If you do have a better method, hey, good for you. I mean, it does work differently for everybody. But I wanted to tell you guys what I do. I mean, I'm fairly decent at getting these event cards. I have the Indy Hartwell from the WrestleMania tier, and I have the Dragon Lee from the Myth tier that were both heroic upgrades from Giants Unleashed. And yes, those were the old version, but like I said earlier, the old version was harder. So yeah, I feel like this is a pretty self-explanatory game mode. There are little things that you can do to kind of put yourself ahead, but you're not competing against anyone else. It's not like a super competitive game mode. Everyone's kind of working together. And that's kind of why I like this game mode so much. It brings the community together. We're all fighting one beast. So these rewards are pretty stellar. If you're high enough, this is a must-do, in my opinion, especially for a free-to-play player. You're never going to get an event card this easily. You just kind of watch TV or wrestling or sports and tap, 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 tap. Good to go. Well, that seems to be all I have to say on the matter. Just follow that kind of strategy. If it works for me, I assume it'll work for you. And once again, if you have something better, go crazy, knock yourself out. Comment it down below. I like hearing what you guys have to say. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you learned something. And I also am aware that the My Rise won the 2K poll. I just have not had the time to get around to making my created superstar. As soon as I have some time to make that superstar, I will start posting videos on My Rise, and that will be very fun. I haven't forgotten about it. I'm just a little behind with school and work, and there's just a lot going on. So it's coming. It's coming soon. Just beware of that. Good luck with Giants Unleashed. Good luck with your future endeavors. If you're new here, thank you for joining me for the first time. And if you're back and you're a returning viewer, I appreciate you as always. All right. Take care, you guys. Have a good one.